Welcome to Curious Facts. Have you ever remembered an event vividly, only to discover it never happened? Or felt a strange urge to jump when standing at a height? These are just glimpses of fascinating psychological phenomena, secretly influencing your decisions, emotions, and actions every day without your awareness. Today we're exploring 7 of the most intriguing psychological phenomena that explain many of our seemingly irrational behaviors. These invisible mental mechanisms shape how we perceive reality, make decisions, and interact with the world around us. And number 4 might be happening to you right now. Our first phenomenon is the Dunning-Kruger Effect, also known as the confident ignorance effect. Studies show that people with the least knowledge in a subject often overestimate their abilities, while genuine experts tend to underestimate theirs. This cognitive bias, discovered in 1999 by psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger, explains a lot about human behavior. Their research revealed that participants scoring in the bottom quartile on tests estimated they had performed better than 60% of other participants. Meanwhile, those with actual expertise were more likely to recognize the limitations of their knowledge. This explains why the most confident voices on complex topics like economics or medicine often know the least. Warren Buffett perfectly captured this phenomenon when he said, "What's dangerous is not what you don't know, but what you're certain is true, that just isn't so." This cognitive bias affects everyone, from social media commentators to business leaders, reminding us that true wisdom includes acknowledging our limitations. Have you ever stood on a cliff edge or high balcony and had the fleeting thought, "What if I jumped?" If so, don't worry. You're experiencing l'appel du vide, or the call of the void, a common phenomenon that occurs even among people with no suicidal intentions. This strange urge isn't limited to heights. This phenomenon includes impulses like swerving into oncoming traffic, dropping your phone into water, or blurting out something inappropriate during an important meeting. Researchers believe these intrusive thoughts aren't signs of self-destructive tendencies, but actually protective mechanisms, your brain creating danger scenarios to increase vigilance and caution. A 2012 study found that approximately 30% of people with no suicidal ideation regularly experience these intrusive thoughts. Scientists suggest it may be your brain's way of affirming your safety by recognizing the danger and deliberately choosing to avoid it. Essentially, your mind's way of saying, "I could, but I won't." Have you noticed how that self-assembled IKEA furniture seems more special than store-bought items? This is the IKEA effect. Our tendency to place higher value on products we've partially created. A 2011 study by Norton, Mochon, and Ariely demonstrated that we form emotional attachments to products in proportion to the effort we invest. This psychological phenomenon explains why you love the cake you baked more than store-bought ones, why you cherish self-designed clothing over designer brands, and why customizable apps are so successful. Our involvement in creation, even minimal, creates a sense of ownership and pride that significantly increases perceived value. Marketers have known about this effect for decades. Betty Crocker initially required customers to add eggs and milk to their cake mix, not because it was necessary, but because adding these ingredients made customers feel they had made the cake themselves, resulting in higher satisfaction and stronger brand loyalty. Are you certain Pikachu has a black-tipped tail? Or that the Monopoly Man wears a monocle? If so, you're experiencing the Mandela Effect, a phenomenon where large groups of people share the same false memory. The reality is that Pikachu's tail is entirely yellow, and the Monopoly Man has never worn a monocle. This term was coined after many people incorrectly remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison during the 1980s, when in fact, he was released in 1990 and served as South Africa's president from 1994 to 1999. Psychologists attribute this to how memories are reconstructed rather than retrieved. Each time you recall a memory, your brain rebuilds it. During this reconstruction process, your brain often adds or removes details based on new information, especially when discussing memories with others who share similar incorrect recollections. The Mandela Effect appears in countless examples, from movie quotes like, "Luke, I am your father," "Actually, no, I am your father," to the spelling of popular brands. In 1951, psychologist Solomon Asch conducted a simple but astonishing experiment. He showed participants 3 lines and asked which matched a reference line. An obvious answer. What subjects didn't know, everyone else in the room was an actor instructed to unanimously give the wrong answer. The results were startling. Remarkably, 75% of participants gave the incorrect answer at least once, simply to conform to the group. Asch's experiment dramatically demonstrated how social pressure can override our own perceptions and judgments, even when the evidence before our eyes clearly contradicts the group consensus. Herd mentality explains why we assume crowded restaurants must be good, why fashion trends spread so quickly, and why viral videos gain exponential views once they become popular. Interestingly, Asch also found that having just one dissenting voice significantly increased participants' willingness to give the correct answer, highlighting the power of individual courage. Would you believe an expensive pill works better than a cheap one, even if they're identical? Researchers at the University of Cincinnati found that participants who took a premium pain reliever priced at $2.50 reported significantly more pain reduction than those taking the same medication priced at 10 cents. In reality, both were the same placebo. This premium placebo effect explains why wine tastes better from expensive bottles, why luxury cosmetics seem more effective, and why pricey headphones sound superior, even when objectively identical to cheaper alternatives. Our expectations dramatically shape our experiences, sometimes overriding our physical sensations entirely. Remarkably, this isn't just self-deception. Brain scans show increased dopamine release when we believe we're experiencing something premium. A 2008 study revealed that participants enjoyed wine more when told it cost $90 versus $10, despite being identical. Even the brain's pleasure centers showed increased activity with the expensive wine. You have a need for others to like you. but you tend to be critical of yourself. While you have some personality weaknesses, you are generally able to compensate for them. If this description seems accurately tailored to you, you're experiencing the Barnum effect, our tendency to accept vague, general personality descriptions as uniquely applicable to ourselves. In 1948, psychologist Bertram Foer gave students a personality test, then provided each with a personalized analysis and asked them to rate its accuracy from 0 to 5. The average score was an impressive 4.26 out of 5. The surprise? Everyone received identical analyses, which Foer had copied from newspaper horoscopes. This psychological phenomenon explains why horoscopes seem eerily accurate, why personality tests go viral on social media, and why psychic readings often feel so personal. The effect is strongest when descriptions are supposedly personalized, contain mostly positive traits, and remain vague enough to apply to most people. We've explored 7 remarkable psychological phenomena secretly influencing your daily life. The Dunning-Kruger Effect, why the least knowledgeable are often most confident. L'appel du vide, those strange impulses that are actually protective. And the IKEA effect, why we value what we help create. We also discovered the Mandela effect, collective false memories, herd mentality, our powerful drive to conform, the premium placebo effect, why expensive items seem better, and the Barnum effect, why vague descriptions feel personally accurate. Understanding these phenomena helps us recognize when we're being influenced by them. The human brain is simultaneously incredibly complex and surprisingly susceptible to manipulation. What's your experience with these psychological phenomena? Have you caught yourself falling for any of them recently? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Curious Facts, and enable notifications.